Hey coaches, Thomas here from MyCoach Ai, and in this video I'm going to be walking you through how to create a Tabata workout. So a bit of a different style of programming, and if you do and you use this type of programming and workouts in your coaching, this video is going to be very useful for you to see how to program that. And it's quite easy to do with the functionality inside MyCoach Ai. So we'll give you a quick example, and at the end of the video we'll also take a look how it actually looks from the client side, so you can see exactly how they will be experiencing walking through a Tabata workout like that. So we're going to get into programming that. Again, it's quite simple. You just kind of have to see once what type of functionality to use. So let's get straight into an example. I'm of course going to start in my libraries section in my workouts library, because that is where we find the create workout button to start creating a new template. Right? So we go into there, and of course before we actually start building this workout, we can add in a quick name and description. Let's just add a name real quick, test, that will do for now. And then we will also add in, I have one copy right here that I'm just going to grab from, a little bit of description. Now keep in mind, start it over again. There we go. Keep in mind that this description is something that your clients will see. Right? So this is going to show up for them right under the title of the workout as they go into the workout. So it's a great place to give a little bit of context around the workout they're going to be doing, any additional instructions or notes on it before they get into the workout. So I'm just going to add 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, times 8 rounds. So a little bit of the structure of our Tabata workout. And then we are going to go into building the actual workout. Now, start simply, and so I can show you how this process goes, we're just going to add in our initial first exercise for the Tabata workout, which is going to just be a push-up. Keep it simple. Now, once we add in the push-up, we can now start laying out all of the exercises that are in the rounds of our Tabata workout. Right? So we have in here that we're going to be doing 8 rounds in this case of 4 exercises. Now, what you may, of course, have done before in this workout builder is simply go an exercise and then add exercise again, add your next one, add exercise again, add your next one. And that is great for different styles of workouts, right? 3 sets of 12, these type of programming styles, it's absolutely fit for. But what it's not fit for is something like a Tabata workout where we're going to be working with certain rounds. Okay, what we want to do here is create a block of exercises that is going to be repeated by the client 8 times, right? So what we're going to do instead is use the plus button at the top here to create an additional exercise within this block of exercises. And now we're starting to create our round. And like I said, we're doing 4 exercises for this Tabata workout. So we're going to go push-ups. Let's go for some jumping jacks. And we'll go for some burpees. And we will go for some, some good old squats. All right, there we go. So we first add in our exercises. We have the full superset, that's what it says up here, right? But obviously it's used for a lot of different things. Supersets, drop sets, circuits, Tabata workouts, rounds, all these styles of things. But what we have is a block of our 4 exercises. And now we have decided that they're going to be repeating this for 8 rounds. So what I'm going to do is on the first one here, I'm going to fill out 8, and instead of sets, I'm going to put rounds. This is completely variable. You can fill in whatever you like here. It doesn't have to be sets. It can be rounds. It can be, whatever you deem to be the thing that needs to be tracked for that exercise. And it autofills for the other exercises as well, because of course it's this block that's going to be repeating. So if I add in 8 here, that means that these are also going to be repeated 8 different times. And now you notice that the default here would be reps, but we actually have a bit of a different structure in our Tabata workout, which is going to be 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So what I'm going to do is, instead of adding reps, I'm going to say 20 and fill in seconds here. Again, this is completely variable. You don't have to use reps and sets. You can use meters here, seconds, minutes, whatever applies to the exercise that you're actually programming for. Now, for all of these counts, that is going to be 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So I'm just going to copy this down. I just paste that is not the intention. There we go, seconds. Let's copy that down as well. And then the 20, so all of them are going to be for 20 seconds. Now, the last thing that we need to do is add in our rest time. Now, your eyes probably go directly to the top right where we see rest, and absolutely we can change this to 10 seconds. But this is the rest time for clients between the rounds. It accounts for this whole block. So it's essentially saying finish all of these 4 exercises, then go into your 10-second rest, which is also something we want. So we're going to add 10 seconds there. But what we actually want our client to do is rest 10 seconds between these individual 20-second intervals, right? So what we're going to do is work with a method, which may not have been your first intuition, but it's actually very useful, showing up for the client in a very clear way of when they should rest and do their exercise. So what I'm going to do is add a method, and we're going to go for a custom method, so we can decide the name ourselves. And the method is going to be rest, and we're going to put in brackets seconds, and then we're going to fill in the number here to be 10 seconds, right? We're going to copy that and add that to the different ones down here as well as the method. And we also want to make it 10 for all of the other ones. So we're going to add those in. And now you're going to see in a second, once we look at the client side, how this shows up. And it's super clear for them to do 20 seconds of the exercise, rest 10 seconds, and repeat the cycle 8 different times. So let's take a look at that. But you notice that I just hit save. Keep that in mind. Please, throughout your workouts, just make it a habit, or throughout your workout building, I should say, make it a habit to just hit that save button at the bottom or at the top every now and then, just so it all stays nice and saved and you don't lose any of your progress. Now, this is a very simple Tabata workout, but it is set up in this way with the structure so you can see an example. You can, of course, do multiple blocks of these different exercises, different lengths of the blocks. That is all up to you. But this is the basic structure of how we build it. Keep in mind the methods that we use here for the rest in between, and that you keep these very variable in terms of rounds and seconds instead of sets and reps. And third, of course, that you make a block and not individual exercises as such. And if you check all of those things off, we have our Tabata workout. Now let's go save this Tabata test, and we're going to go assign this to one client so we can have a look what it looks like on the client side. So I'm going to assign that for today, Tabata test, save that day. And now we're going to go into the preview interface. So the top right button brings us over to the client side so we can see what is going on there. And on the schedule, we see the Tabata test that we just built. So when we go into it, we immediately find, of course, the actual title of it, and below, like we discussed, the description, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for 8 rounds. So that extra clear for clients on how to perform this workout. Then they simply see all of the exercises in one block. It's clearly indicated that is going to be repeating for 8 rounds. So very simple to see, 8 rounds of these 4 exercises. Got it. But what you also see is that rest time in between the rounds, right? That was the one in the top right corner in the workout builder, which is going to be 10 seconds. And that's between the rounds. You can click on it for the countdown timer, but that is, of course, not the rest between the actual exercises. We also wanted to rest there. And that's where we see that method come in that we added. Rest in seconds, 10. And it's showing up after all of these exercises. So it just reads very clearly 8 rounds of the following: 20 seconds push-ups, rest 10 seconds. 20-second jumping jacks, rest 10 seconds. Very clear, very easy to see. And then afterwards, you rest 10 seconds again before you once again start that round. And that's what you do 8 rounds of, and that is your Tabata workout. So as you can see, super simply and clearly structured for clients so they know exactly how to perform it. Of course, it's complete with all of the video descriptions, the video demonstrations, as well as the descriptions, and just really convenient for clients. They have everything right there. So that's how to build a Tabata workout. Pretty easy to do. Go try it out for yourself. And we have a couple other showcases on the YouTube channel on some different styles of workouts that you can build and how to do so. So go give those a watch. Got some inspiration for you, and I'll see you in the next video.